Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite podcast that you always listen to is back. So if you're tuning into this, big number 30.
30 episodes.
We appreciate you, especially if you've listened to all 30. Might question your sanity a little bit, but
I have to give a shout out to probably our most loyal listener, Robert Richardson.
my boy Robbie.
He said, me and Kyle were talking about the penalty shootouts when they were happening, as annoying as it was. He said he thought it was really cool. He said he thought it was really cool.
Right.
And the drama listening, especially when we said Darwin has to score here or it's his career. And Robbie's an avid Darwin hater. But shout out to Robbie for listening to all 30.
Yeah. You should see the video, Robbie. Real talk. But apparently I'm gotta hit 67 buttons and I only hit 66 last week, so we didn't get the audio with the video. But anyway, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I go by the name of Fully, aka the host of the most, the Mad Ghost. My man Kyle Killer Lightbourne's here tonight.
Yeah, back in the house.
Alongside Mr. Parlay Pays Me, JC Jordan Commissiong. What's happening, Jordan?
Good, man.
You finally did it.
Yeah, finally.
Back-to-back victories.
Not in the league, but back-to-back. Nice to see. I'm just going to throw this out there quietly. That is only 12 points out of fourth. Out of Champions League.
Ooh.
Maybe go on a run after the break.
Forget that.
No.
Let's look at your fixtures.
All right, let's jump right into that.
Just throw it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Let's jump right in, because we're on an international break, so this one's not going to be 90 minutes.
No.
I doubt. We're going to get through this one. Give me United's next 5 fixtures, including the Europa
we're jumping
League.
right into it.
Give me United's next 5
All right,
fixtures.
and I need honest win, loss, or draw from you lot, all right?
Right, go
Honesty,
ahead.
okay. Not including Europa League, you said?
No, including the Europa League.
All right.
Because that's
We get-
midweek.
We get back, it's Nottingham Forest away on the Tuesday.
All right.
City at home.
Doable. No,
Yeah,
that's doable.
That's doable.
I think that's
We
doable.
could do the double this year with City.
I think that's doable.
City's looking for.
Leon away.
You might get a draw or.
Tell you what.
Leon.
Then you go Newcastle away. But I think this season's peak. They won the cup. They'll probably be drinking.
I was going to say,
They might be peaked.
That totally depends on which Newcastle come back from the break.
And then Leon at home. So those are the first 5 after the break. That's a tough fixture, actually.
You could easily come out of that with 12 points, and I'm just going to group the Lyon games in there.
Yeah.
You could easily come out there.
To lose.
You could easily come out of there with no points.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
need everybody to lose.
Yeah, what, 9 games left?
But I'm saying if they beat 9,
Yeah. We'll see. No, but I'm feeling good about United.
I love it. Jordan's not giving
not
up.
a top 4, but maybe.
Fifth's there.
5th get in, allegedly.
Get in now. United's got to go on a run, but
you
we'll
say
see.
You're gonna get there before Chelsea, City.
We still have to play Chelsea and City. If we can go on a run, I don't think it will happen.
That's 2 clubs.
Yeah.
Chelsea, City, Villa. You're gonna finish above them.
I don't think so, but I think we could.
Bournemouth.
If we get on a run, maybe.
Do you
Not
have to
even
play
sound
Chelsea
right.
again?
We still have to play Chelsea again, yeah. So we'll see.
All right, since we're jumping all over the place.
You gotta play Bournemouth. You gotta play Brentford. You gotta play West Ham.
Look
tough
at this
games
guy.
in
Look at this guy.
Chelsea.
Just shatter those dreams, Kyle. The man came in here on a high.
and
You just
and with Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. That game could mean something.
Lighty just came in here kicking guys straight in the nuts.
I'm-
No,
That game could mean something. You never know.
it could.
We'll see though. Europa League is what we're focused on.
I would think
You gotta win them all.
Yeah.
that Europa League would be where you put all
Europa
your
League,
eggs,
yeah.
because that'll get you in.
Would you say Arsenal still have a chance of winning the league?
I would. I think
That's
if
bold.
Arsenal can get to Liverpool within 6 points, again, I don't think it will happen. It's 12 points now.
I
That's
think-
the same scenario.
I
Similar
think.
scenario.
I think that let's just say we win out, right?
Yeah.
So we win out till Liverpool. I think if we win out to Liverpool, we will be 9 points behind them. Because I think if we win out until Liverpool play next,
Yeah.
we'd be 9 points.
So you play Liverpool May 10th. That's the third last game of the season.
Yeah.
I would say if Arsenal got to that game within 6 points, the title's still on. That's
Oh,
a big. That's a big axe
Because
though.
it could go from 6
to 3. That's a big axe. Well, we'll see.
Well, let's talk about it. So you're mentioning Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal have to win out for any chance of winning the league. I personally don't think that's going to happen because we won't score goals. But We also played what could be described as one of the worst football games
Shocking game
I
of
have
football.
ever seen.
Shocking game of football.
If I wasn't cheering on one of the teams, and I use the word cheering lightly because I wasn't even mad. Arsenal-Chelsea was horrendous.
That's horrendous. No strikers on either team. Has to be said.
It has to be no Cole Palmer for them.
Cole Palmer. Strange reason.
Martin Odegaard.
He misses Arsenal a lot. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just yeah.
Maybe he's an Arsenal boy.
Maybe.
I think he's actually a United fan.
Apparently, his star has kind of dimmed a bit this season.
Oh, bro. And
Is it Pochettino? Because he been on fire from Pochettino. But then he started the season well, so who knows?
He started very well.
Yeah, but he has been average for about the last 10, 12 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not happening. For
Not
him,
happening.
and it happens like that sometimes.
It's also not
Doesn't-
happening for Odegaard. We got to keep it a buck. It's not
Yeah.
happening. I'm not saying he's a bad footballer. I'm saying currently.
That was one of his better games on Sunday in recent times. I'll give him a 7 on Sunday.
I think you're being entirely too nice.
Just
but
for that
okay.
little flick around the play.
Yeah. Around
That's
Nkuku.
right for 7.
I think
that was class.
I think what made that better is when you see it from behind. Cucurella takes 2 steps toward it and then says, "No, I'll get embarrassed," and then
Yeah.
he starts going the other way.
yeah.
But
Good win for Arsenal. Marino again.
as a striker, off a set piece, what did he do for the rest of the game?
Yeah.
Turned the ball over.
And he had a good shot. The goalkeeper made a good save.
Yeah.
You know,
He hit the goalkeeper from 7
Arsenal
yards.
are terrible to watch right now.
Yeah.
In the final
No.
third.
Not right now. Let's go back. I said this in September. Arsenal are horrendous to watch this season. I could count on one hand the games that have been absolutely enjoyable to watch.
But you know what? It has to be said. We just mentioned off camera. Arsenal's only conceded 24 goals this season. The defense and Raya
As you
has
should
been
when you
unreal.
have 12 people behind the
24
ball.
goals is 3 goals better than Liverpool.
Bro,
We don't have strikers. We just have defenders.
we have 11 and a half people behind the ball
Yeah.
every game.
Yeah.
It's horrible to watch. I'm not going to lie. When United scored first, I was like, oh, boy, we in some trouble. When we scored first against Chelsea, I said, yeah, we'll win.
Yeah.
Raya made it fun. But with that one Cucurella hit, got through him.
You're right there. It was a shocking
Yeah,
game of football.
we need one of those Champions League performances that everything we hit goes in order to
I think
surprise one of the
favorites.
Yeah.
Despite what they did in the early rounds,
I
favorites.
the only yeah, definitely. I don't care what if Real Madrid's in the competition, they're favorites.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about in the league. Forget, I ain't even getting Champions
I
League.
see.
Yeah. Like that's a whole different ball game. I'm talking about in the league, the games that we have to play, like against a Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game for us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to play really well. We need to
But look at our
take our
schedule.
chances.
Look at our schedule. Go through it one by one. How many teams are going to play us at football?
Okay, you have Fulham after the break at home.
Fulham are going to sit in. They did
Fulham's
that.
gonna try and play.
Fulham are going to sit in and counter us
Yeah.
because that's what they've done the last 3 times we've played them, and they've done very well
Everton
against
away,
us. Sit in.
Brentford at home,
They'll sit in.
Ipswich.
They
At
might try
home.
to play,
Crystal
but I'm pretty
Palace at
sure they'll
home,
sit in.
yeah.
Palace
Yeah, I mean,
will sit in.
teams. I do think now one thing it's kind of annoying. One of my
The only game that we're not going to see somebody sit in, unless it's if they win the
Yeah.
league, or if they get a point, they win the
Yeah.
league, is Liverpool.
one of my irritating
Bournemouth's
things.
not gonna sit in.
Bournemouth will 100% sit
I
in
don't
and
know.
counter
I
us.
think with modern football, one of the things that irritate me the most, I've been talking about it a lot recently in group chats, is how much we talk about low blocks. Teams have always defended. I don't understand why now it's such a Italian teams
no, I
for
agree.
years used to sit in,
I
and now it's like
100% agree.
we versus a low. Not just Arsenal, United fans do too. Oh, versus a low block. Oh, versus yes, teams have always defended.
You know why it's a big
the
deal
game
now?
hasn't changed that much.
No, I agree. But you know why it's a big deal now? Because teams like Arsenal can't break down the low block.
the football's robotic, yes.
They are notoriously horrible.
Yeah.
When a team has 4 or 5 guys across sort of the 18-yard box, the penalty spot area,
Yeah.
we do not have the players to break that down. And if you go and look at a lot of the goals we've conceded this year, it's somebody that's sitting in, gets one break that
Yeah.
goes well, and it's 1-0.
Yeah.
I would love to know how many goals we've conceded on the first shot on
Counterattacks.
target. I guarantee you it's over 50%.
Yeah, I guarantee you that too.
I mean, you're not conceding.
And some of them are absolute
It would kind of
stunners,
make sense that's the way they score. You only conceded 24, but I just find the obsession, and not just you, it's mainly just all football. Oh, it's a low block. Yes, teams have always defended.
No, but you know what gets me? This is why I say the low block in the way I'm saying it. Because if you watch Bournemouth play Liverpool, or if you watch Newcastle play Liverpool, or if you watch Crystal Palace play Liverpool, they're wide open.
Yeah.
But when they come to Arsenal, it's 10 men within 10 yards of the 18-yard line, behind it, in front of it. And one guy sort of...
Yeah, I think
that's what irritates me.
I think that's more because that's the way they think they can attack Liverpool the best.
It's the way
Liverpool will give you chances if you go at them. You know what I mean?
I was listening to a Nottingham Forest player describe, like someone asked a question.
Ola Aina. It was a really good interview.
It was a good interview.
He was talking about how they knock the ball around, not how successful they are.
No, how difficult it is to play Arsenal.
How difficult it is to play against Arsenal. He said out of all the teams, he hates playing against Arsenal. It doesn't come across like that when Forrest plays.
No, exactly.
But when he said that, I understood.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get what he's saying.
You know what I mean? Whereas City go back to front sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you could deal with that maybe, or they do City play.
Yeah.
You know, they play. They don't bore you to death with the ball. Where Arsenal would bore you to death with the ball.
Yeah.
And it's easy to probably defend against if you're in that low block.
But you have to be switched on constant. And he was saying that. It was a really good piece.
And he's probably looking at Forest coming to Arsenal. They haven't gotten anything in a little while.
Yeah.
Arsenal's had the better hand of Forest. I mean, they beat us in those cup competitions.
Yeah.
They beat us in the league one time, 1-0. But I understand what he's trying to say.
I get what he's saying. But
I
promise you, when Forest come to the Emirates, they sit in because they know that's the best way for them to get a result. Especially this season, where the football has been horrendous for 90% of the season. Like I said, I can count on one hand the games that I've watched, even if we've lost, where it's been like, we've played football.
Southampton weren't good.
But anybody knows that if they come to Arsenal, because of what this guy's, I don't know how to say his name, Ola Aina. Yeah. He's out of contract this year, by the way.
He's 28, though.
Yeah. I don't want no more fullbacks.
That's
you bet your rear end you can get one this summer.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. But
good player, Ola Aina.
They're going to come.
He'll be up there for team of the season.
We're looking at another left back. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Because Zinchenko is going to leave, so you got to get another one. But let's go back to the weekend.
Let's go back. Actually, we
did Tuesday.
Let's do Wednesday Champions League.
Little interesting take on Wednesday.
Yeah, we won't talk every game, but we have to talk one game.
Little interesting football scenario.
We have
Wednesday.
to talk one game, and first off, what I've seen, it was a double tap. We're talking about Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. It was a double tap. By the law, it should be. Can you make that call in that moment, Kyle?
They made the goal.
No, can you, though? As a pro, as an ex-pro, what you think? This was got to be swallowed, no?
Rules are rules.
Rules are rules,
I still don't see where he double taps that ball.
Okay, this is going to sound crazy. When I watched it live, I said he's double tapped.
Yeah.
No, it looked like it. He did slip.
Yeah.
Right.
But I still did not see... And I'm not. This is not hating.
No, I feel you. It took me like 4. I had to wait till the next day, and they showed all the. But once they showed the Real Madrid bench, the Real Madrid players knew the rule.
One time they went like this.
One time it was crazy.
Do it in the camera. They was blowing money.
I thought that was insane. How we always talk about presence of mind. Like they actually knew that rule. I didn't know that rule.
3 things for me. I knew it because if
you can.
So let's go back a little bit, real quick one. Yeah. Go back to the World Cup final, France and Argentina.
He doesn't hit it twice though.
Yeah, debatable. Notice
it looks like it, but
it was never spoken of.
It was never spoken of.
But anyway,
apparently he does it. But
3 things for me. Watching it live, there's no way that he meant to kick the ball the way it left his boot and go where it was going. Yeah. There's no way. He was going side net. Yeah, he was going to ram that thing in the side net. So immediately because he slips, you think, all right, he's double kicked it. Not necessarily. The way the ball took off, I said, oh, he's double kicked that.
It's like with a top spin.
Second thing, all the Real Madrid players, like you just said, instantly were doing this.
Crazy.
He's double tapped it. if I'm Julian Alvarez and I know I did not touch that ball twice, when they call that off, I am absolutely losing my shit. Because what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You get a red card in extra time and you're out of the Champions League.
Penalty already doesn't count.
Right. I would absolutely lose my mind. He has apparently told his brother, "Oh, I honestly don't think I did." He's never stood in front of a camera and said, "No, I didn't."
And he didn't.
So that tells me
he didn't protest that much.
That tells me he knows.
Yeah, but he's that's his character.
He is kind of a quiet guy.
That tells me he knows he double tapped it. I'm sorry.
But I'll say this. Atletico had and this is the fault of, and good luck to Arsenal, this is the fault of many teams that have Real Madrid. Atletico had Real Madrid. This is the most I think they were on the ropes. And you can say Man City, Real Madrid was still alive in those times. Real Madrid looked dead on their feet. Mbappe, awful. Vinicius didn't know how to play football. Rodrigo hooked it high. I mean, Real Madrid were on the floor.
Yep.
Atleti had chances, but what did Diego do? And I rate Diego Simeone. But it's like you talk about Arteta, you can't get out of your mode as a coach. He could have unleashed the dogs a bit more to go kill that team off.
And you know what?
And he didn't.
I don't know about Lighty, but I'm so thankful he didn't. Because we're just talking about low blocks and counterattacking. And yes, I know Atletico have been playing football and scoring goals. They would have low blocked the out of us.
I think Arsenal fans say that. If you watch Real Madrid, the most success they've had in Champions League is the counterattacking side. They don't need a lot of the ball.
They'll do it too because they have the speed.
Yeah, they're just going to counterattack Arsenal.
Arsenal need to be very careful. The one thing I think that goes in our favor is we're home first. And we have to go to the Bernabeu with a lead.
Or at least,
No, we have to go with the lead. It can't be a draw.
Yeah.
We have to go there not knowing we have to score.
Yeah, I do think it's an open tie. Arsenal without a striker are still going to be dangerous. The only thing I have in Real Madrid's favor, I just can't see them being that poor. But football's weird. They could be better and lose. Like, I mean, it's football. It's also a cup game.
We could talk about it in 2 weeks to see who gets hurt during the internationals. Because we got a nice international break coming up.
But yeah, Real Madrid advanced to set up a fantastic
I thought Dortmund were going to lose,
that was tough. That was
Dortmund came back. They conceded early, came back and won.
Yeah, that was surprising.
That was surprising.
I was surprised Villa beat Club Brugge 3-9. I know Club Brugge is
I
great.
figured it Villa Park.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, Villa Park.
Yeah, Villa, But
Arsenal and PSV was dead rubber, really. I mean, what we've been 9.
And fair play to
they came to play.
They actually came to play.
They tried. They were trying to win the game.
Yeah,
just to salvage some pride.
I think what they had, you said it multiple times, they had a mad 30 minutes at Eindhoven. Like, Arsenal just blew them away. Bit of Arsenal class, bit of PSV brain farts, but what you like to see from an Arsenal fan, Arsenal were ruthless. In your life, how many times have Arsenal been that ruthless, Fully?
Not too many.
Not too many.
Not too many. Arsenal were ruthless.
I tell you
what.
That
against Palace a couple times.
Yeah, but you're really going
against, like, when I look back, Middlesbrough, Everton, couple teams.
United a couple times. Those 3-1s late.
No,
at the Emirates side.
I don't consider 3-1
ruthless. True.
8-2 was pretty ruthless.
Yeah.
Who's that?
The 8-2 was pretty ruthless.
Yeah.
United was scoring free kicks for fun that day.
Yeah. Long time ago there.
Many moons.
But credit to PSV. They came to play. And then Thursday started off just how I thought it would. I actually thought, again, had that pit of my feeling stomach. And for anyone who's out there listening, especially to me, if you're not listening, whatever. I'm only invested on Thursdays now, Fully.
Yeah.
Kyle? Thursdays I'm only invested. You'll never see me ranting and raving about the weekend unless we get into the top 5 kind of race. I'm all in on Thursdays. United were down 1-0. Was it a penalty? And I said it. Was it a penalty?
It was a penalty.
Yes, it was a penalty. And I said it from minute 1. This ref, and I'm actually flagged this ref's name, Benoit, French ref. I said, he wants the show to be about him. I don't know if you saw the game. Did you see it? Oh, my goodness. Rock, Sheen, we're in this group chat. Everyone's like, this ref's on smoke. Like, this ref's doing anything. Penalty early. Was it a penalty? I don't know. Maybe. In the Prem, I don't think it's a penalty. In Europe, it's a penalty.
Flash me back. What?
De Ligt, I don't know if you watched it. De Ligt kind of makes a goal-saving tackle, but clips the guy first. He gives a penalty there. Then he gives a penalty for United. Bruno Fernandes puts it away. Then he gives another penalty for Bruno Fernandes, puts it away.
Yeah.
2-1.
One of them was soft that you guys
Yeah, super
saw.
soft. Both were soft.
Oh, we'll
Both
get
of them
into
were soft.
soft penalties later.
And yeah, United get the job done. They beat Sociedad 4-1. Big result. I thought it was your biggest game of the season for United. Sociedad aren't great, but English teams don't have a good history against Spanish teams, and that's just not Real Madrid and Atletico. English teams have struggled versus Spanish teams. Sevilla, Villarreal. But yeah, United get that done. Spurs also got it done.
Yeah, Spurs turned it around and
Spurs
then
turned
messed it
around.
up and then turned it around again. So good for them. They're through.
We'll talk
I think
all of
Lyon's
these.
going to be a good tie.
Leon
I
be a
really
good
do.
tie. I was shocked about Bilbao and Roma. Bilbao's the team left for the competition that could hurt anybody. In the Europa League, Bilbao could still hurt somebody. And then Rangers, by the skin of their teeth. I was expecting a Jose knee slide at Ibrox because Rangers almost pissed that away.
They tried.
They really tried.
They did try.
Rangers win on penalties. Lose 2-0, but win on penalties.
Sorry,
win the tie.
I'm just doing my Hilltop Farms vegetable order.
Oh, what'd you get?
Shout out to Monty and
Monty.
Nate. Appreciate you guys. Jake and Mark killing it in Sports Day. It's my goal kids, you know.
Nice.
Gotta big them up.
Yeah, and that was the Europa League, but big result for United. Massive result.
Yeah,
Keeps the
I
season
mean,
alive.
I was gonna say if you lose that and you go out, I really think the rest of the season is not worth watching.
Oh, no, at all. No, at all.
You might even see like Bruno shut down or something.
Maybe. Because the
but-
relegation battle was...
But I personally, I know you said 12 points is doable. I personally think Amarin goes all in on Thursdays.
I think so, yeah.
It would be a shame. I think the first two league games, you'll obviously the City. You're not gonna lay down. That's unallowed.
I think as a manager, you still want to see...
Did you draw City or beat City?
They
beat
beat
City,
City on the two late ones.
I
Yes,
think
yes.
as a manager,
Put some respect on that
he
man.
wants to see that some progression.
Yeah,
So Forest and City are kind of good. Actually, as a manager in the United situation, you would see Forest and City and what United's got to play for. Aren't those actually kind of nice games to have? You're still implementing your system, and you got this cup tie in the background.
And is that what you want right after the international break?
But no, but you think I know taking away that, but the
No
premise of the
pressure on
season.
United.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Early,
I agree.
Early
Europa League.
Europa League games.
I
So the
agree.
kind of nice games that's really can my system work? Here's a test for us. And we've been good versus Arsenal, been good versus Liverpool. Forest will be a different game. Been good versus City. Forest will be a different game, but yeah. But yeah, moving on to Friday night, I do want to mention it. Fully saying don't, but if anyone's seen me and Kyle were just discussing, the key scores a brilliant goal on Friday night in a big win for Bristol over Norwich.
That's all we're gonna say.
We can talk.
No, don't talk about where they are.
All right, we'll talk about
It
that.
was a huge.
Did you see the goal though?
Well, great goal.
Great goal.
The touch in turn through the defender's legs. Bristol City, just give the guy 2 years. Just
Even
do
a
it.
1+1.
Just give him the 2. You can sell him next summer if you need to.
Yeah, he needs a new deal. He's the leading scorer at the club. And you were talking about earlier that
which
league
is crazy because I don't think he's hit double digits. In the
is
league.
8. No, they don't. They get goals from everywhere.
They do. Sykes's got a few lately.
Sykes's got a few. Niki's good mate actually, and then also Mehmeti, who scored throughout the season. But a big win for Bristol. The 7 unbeaten, right in the mix. That's all I'll say.
Here's my question to you two: yes or no? Leeds piss it away again?
They're trying.
That league's gotten tight.
Sure are.
That's
They
a
got squeaky bum time
That's
again.
a tradition unlike any other. Is Leeds,
Recently?
is Leeds somehow
I
you
don't
feel
know,
like they're just coasting.
They run away with it in there.
And then you look in March and April and it's like, oh man, it's
Leeds are
tight.
third. What? Because last year they were ahead like all season.
So yeah, if you're not following the championship, Leeds on 80 points, all 38 games played. So
Yep.
it's how many games in the championship? 44, 48,
46?
46. Let me see. One sec, just double
44,
check that.
46, something like that.
There are 46 in the championship, so it's an 8-game sprint now.
Lady, how you didn't know that? You played in the championship.
Yeah, well, they,
Did you
I
ever
don't
play
pay
all
attention.
46 games in the championship?
I don't think anyone does. Lighty actually mentioned that earlier. Niki's age is a good point. I looked it up too. You know, you got to say you got to rest him. He's got to pick and choose the games. So they've played 38 games. Niki's featured in 31. So like,
That's
it's a
pretty good.
pretty good injury record, right?
Pretty good.
And he had a knock start the season.
That's why I think he needs a new 2-year
A new
deal.
deal, yeah.
2 years.
I think the manager, he values.
The manager likes
yeah,
him.
Liam, yeah. Because even when Niki couldn't play, he's played some other strikers, and as soon as Niki was fit, he's like, all right. Hey,
He
Wells.
knows what he brings to the team. He always got that threat.
He does.
Of scoring a goal. And I was saying earlier to you, I would have loved to have played with Niki. You know, myself as a player.
You two would have been
That's great.
good.
Big man in the
Big and
90s,
little.
early 2000s.
Big and little.
Big man, little
Because
man.
he appreciates many different ways of playing.
Yeah.
You know, you got people that are stuck. Oh, I just want to play football. He understands the tactic of hitting it in behind. He understands the tactic of playing to feet and playing through the lines. Some players don't understand that. He has that understanding of it, and he knows he creates his own goals. He finishes off moves. Some people just score a certain type of goal.
That's true.
And he scores all sorts of goals.
High school girls that count.
We said it earlier. He's good. It's good in the air too.
Yeah,
And he can still kind of run away. He's quick enough to run away from people.
One of his strengths is
Where to be.
knowing his other players' strengths.
That's true.
That's very important.
Yeah.
You know, like you ever heard listen to Thierry Henry in an interview, and he was talking. Arsene Wenger was talking to him, and he says, "Why do you expect the ball from Pires like how you get it from Dennis Bergkamp, or if you pass the ball to Freddie Luton, you're not getting it
he said
back."
he had to learn. Freddie cuts inside,
Yeah,
so I got to
really?
play the ball there. Dennis will come short, so I got to play the ball. Yeah, I've heard
So
that.
and that's what Niki is very good at.
Really?
Understanding what that other player could bring. You know, and that's very important when you that's how you build up the relationship. You know, if you know a guy can't go on the outside, then why you gonna look for the cross coming in, him getting on the outside? You waste of time.
No, exactly. And obviously, you work with him in the Gold Cup. Good trainer, super trainer.
Very good trainer.
Yeah.
He set the standard for the rest of
Really?
the lads.
One of my
to see what it's like as a professional to train at that standard. You know, the importance of just getting the work done and then, you know, getting away from the game.
Exactly.
Like,
One of my favorite Niki goals is Lejean whipping one in to Niki heading it on as he talk about how good he is in the air.
The Gold
The
Cup.
way in the Gold Cup, the way he heads
that
it.
was against Nicaragua.
Oh, what a ball from Liège. What a ball from Liège. But the way Niki heads it, it's like, no, that's someone who's a natural goal scorer, a natural finisher.
One of my favorite goals for Niki was against Dominican Republic. If you go back and see where he runs from, and that's all down to desire to get. That was to make it 2-1 or something like that. It was all desire for him to get from the halfway line in the box.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that played the ball down the line to Pinks, and by the time Pinks crossed it, he was the one
there.
getting in the box. And that people don't realize what he had to do to get in that box.
I think I watched him a lot from where he's come from his professional career. One thing he's adapted, he's not afraid to run channels. For someone who's not 6'1", he's what, 5'9", 5'10" maybe? Niki runs channels, and like even for Bristol, week in, week out, he's trying to win headers, and like his making up, he's like old school, but with the intelligence and technique of like a modern 10. It's a fascinating how he's adapted his game. And he actually probably doesn't get enough flowers. But you're talking about a guy who's got over 100 goals in the championship.
Yeah, quality.
Quality.
Absolute quality.
But Bristol, we're gonna keep quiet. Fully wants to keep quiet, but keep going, boys. Just keep going.
Give him a new 2-year deal.
Put it on the table.
Yeah, put him on the table.
He'll sign
it.
Yeah.
Leave the numbers blank because he's earned a good wage. But
Yeah.
2-year deal, Bristol City. Oh, I mean, personally, I hope you're playing in the Premier League next year. But.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on. Saturday morning was Everton and West Ham.
Not a great game.
Nah.
But hey, Moyes has got points regularly. Also, after the international break, I think it's the biggest game for Liverpool's title run is the Merseyside derby at Anfield. Because they will say, and I think Liverpool fans are a little bit spoiled from this season. They feel like the lacklusters, the shines come off the season a bit the last week. It's unfortunate. He's going to have to kind of like get them boys to snap out of it. Because if they go and drop points there, it's just a little bit, the door opens a little bit.
Football is funny, isn't it?
It's funny.
You look like, Liverpool is just clicking. And
Newcastle could have beat them bad this weekend. Newcastle could have really smashed them.
Newcastle beat them up.
They were that normally what they do to Arsenal. Like in recent
It's
times.
a good save from Kelleher to keep it at 2-0.
Yeah.
But that's a big game. But yeah, Everton, Moyes continues to get points.
Isak that finish was unbelievable.
The price went up, right? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So here's my question to you, lady. Cruising along. You started to stutter a bit, but you're getting results.
Who's this? Which game?
Liverpool. Just season. Cruising. Start to stutter, still getting results. You go into sort of the biggest week of the season. You lose to PSG at home.
Which they should have actually lost, not on pens.
Yeah,
if you talk about
over
them. They were outplayed. They were outplayed both legs.
Alisson was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
You lose to PSG, so you're out of the Champions League, a competition that until PSG you were cruising in. That's on Wednesday. Sunday, you lose the cup final.
After Carragher says it's more important than the FA Cup, by the way.
No.
Liverpool's mouthpiece.
The United man's reminding us of all the things said. You lose the cup final. You immediately lose your team because they've all gone to different parts of the world to play two
meaningless games,
friendlies, but they have a little sauce
and some holiday too.
Yeah, whatever. You come back, and it's your first game, Everton?
The first game back is Everton.
Tricky?
I don't see that Everton game as real tricky.
It is at home. It is at Anfield.
Because they have a cushion at home.
Okay.
The more worrying thing is like you haven't seen Salah in the last 2 games.
That's a great point, lady.
That's
a
the
great
worrying
point.
thing.
We haven't even touched that.
This is what I was going to ask. I was waiting until we got to the cup final recap, but you haven't.
I've seen the guy Livramento mark Saka out of the game, and he didn't even have to mark.
He looked disinterested a bit.
It was off color.
And it's a fun. It's not just a league game. We're trying to make a story.
And that can happen because he's been scoring goals.
It's been unreal. He's been unreal.
I mean, most of his goals lately have been penalties. Yeah. So that's enough for what it's like for a striker. Once they hit the back of the net, then you get that little extra confidence. And he's been getting penalties. And
I think Liverpool fans would say his levels probably dropped the last 5 weeks.
Not his
output, his level.
The 2 big games he just hasn't. He had a poor game, and that can happen.
I think it's a bit harsh on the Ballon d'Or chat. I know that's also kind of got Liverpool fans stirring a bit.
That's a week by week chat.
Yeah.
Salah was probably never going to be scoring 2 goals and assisting every game.
No.
We have to be honest.
No, of course.
If you look at the other ones,
so happened.
If you look at Jota, Nunez, who's
they were all off.
No, I'm saying, but over the last 6 games each, so 24 games in total with Diaz, Jota, Nunez,
and Gakpo's been a big miss. It's been a big miss.
They've scored, I think, 1 goal in 24 appearances. Like if you do 6 each,
right? And
that's not good enough.
That's combined,
but
all together.
No, hearing that makes you think they're gonna snap out of it. To be honest, but that's the beauty in football.
I mean, look. The coach has done everything. How about the game he took off Salah? Against PSG. And you're like, okay. And the guy scores on his first touch.
Harvey Elliott was
Elliott.
Yeah.
Just want to say, Harvey and Havoc, those are my guys at Liverpool.
You should take them at Arsenal because they'll both probably be out this summer.
Well, Harvey might not be, but Havoc is gone.
I would take.
I'll tell you what. There's going to be a market for Darwin Nunez, and Liverpool going to make. I know they bought him for 7. They're going to sell him for 50 plus. There's a lot of teams going to be after Darwin Nunez.
Absolutely.
But just because his physical presence and his good looks good.
Hey, he's different from what Arsenal has.
He's patient.
No. His physical attributes are insane.
He misses so many chances. Yeah. All of that. That happens.
He didn't have to take penalties at Arsenal. He didn't have to take penalties at Arsenal.
There'll be a market for him then.
I still want to know. I get talking to Liverpool fans, Slot's really big on the whole performance data. That's why he took off McAllister and Szoboszlai before extra time or at the beginning of extra time. I get all that. That's great. But when you get to penalties, who was the one that said, yeah, send Darwin up because they deserve to be fired? I'm sorry. I don't do it. If you get to the 6.
You have to send your striker.
If you get to 6, 7 and you have to, then cool. But he's not in my top 5.
Maybe he asks to take one, but you have to always have kudos.
Yeah, you can ask.
He asked to take one.
And you know what?
I would have put Allison down to take a penalty.
Whoa.
If I asked Lighty to take one at Robin Hood, you know what he would have told me? Shut up.
Yeah. Your last on the list, Fully.
I'm definitely better. Forsker can't take a better penalty than me. No chance.
It'll be fascinating when they get back there because you're right. What does the Slot?
I tell you what,
have his team.
It's 30 minutes in at Anfield versus Everton, and Liverpool are looking like they looked the last few games. Sluggish, slow.
Yeah.
It's not clicking. What's Anfield like?
It will be a library with angst.
With
angst. It'll be quiet, but with angst. But they could always grab something late, and there's been some crazy late. Jordan Pickford at Everton. Jordan Pickford at Anfield is like, I don't know, he loses his mind. So who knows?
He tries too hard.
He does anything.
He tries too hard.
I can't see Liverpool doing this.
I don't see it. I don't see.
No, I don't. But I think the Everton game comes at a good time for Everton.
Very.
Who probably aren't missing.
Everton's
do a defeat, you know.
They are. They're actually. I was just looking at that.
But they're also a team that's probably, as Jordan always says, they've got a lot of guys with boots on grass for the next 2 weeks. Not a lot of guys traveling all over the world. You know what I mean? So it comes at a good time. Liverpool maybe damaged mentally, physically, drained. I don't know.
Everton have lost once in the last 10. That's unbelievable.
This is it. Like Liverpool could start this game really well, and then Everton score a goal.
I know. It does have that feel. I know.
It does not tell the story of the game. Like,
and all you Arsenal fans will be like, oh, here comes the collapse, and then they win 4-1.
It has to start somewhere, though. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, you still have to believe you can win it. Like you have to. You cannot just give up. Like
you're really hoping that we do this, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm already conceded they should win the league, but like I just think you can give up.
I don't know where our goals are coming from, so that's our biggest
thing.
But yeah, on Everton, they've lost once in the last 10, which is unbelievable form for David Moyes.
Drawing West Ham isn't ideal.
Yeah, that's not great. That's actually a poor result for them. But West Ham have been all right under Potter, so
yeah.
Yeah, we had Ipswich versus Nottingham Forest. We won't talk about the
carvings.
Carved up. I do think Ipswich has some players to sell. I think a lot of talk this week of Rory Delap.
I would take him.
Liam Delap. It was actually Liam Rory Delap.
Rory's passed.
His middle name is Rory. Liam Delap to Arsenal.
Yeah, I'll take him.
But did you know City have a buyback clause, which I found very interesting.
City ain't buying him back.
I know, but with Haaland, it's almost like, you know what? We're just going to, we'll see.
Haaland on a 10-year contract.
I know, that's what I mean. Like
at $750,000 a week. The only reason they're buying back is to then sell him.
Liam Delap to Arsenal makes kind of sense.
I tell you what,
he's a little bit different than what you have.
We need 2 strikers this summer.
Yeah,
2 out forwards.
If you can't get Isak, I would take Liam Delap with very little expectation.
The two that I would go for is Isak and the boy from
Brighton, John Pedro.
No, the boy from Wolves.
Slaughter?
No.
Cunha?
Cunha.
Can he play as a striker?
He's a left winger.
I see him as like
unofficially
Odegaard kind of role.
Yeah, he could go there.
Essentially.
He could take the left side of the midfield, the left 8. He could take that because that's what we need. And if you say that blank can stay,
Kai or Marino,
he could go. He could be our third.
He's done his job.
He could be our third string striker.
Yeah. Bring
him on when we're 5-1 up. Guys need a break. Send him on. I'm going to be controversial here when it comes to Arsenal fans. I don't go after Isak. It's too expensive.
Okay,
I would go maybe like Sesko and somebody from the Premier League that could do a job. It'll be cheaper.
I think you offer. I think you make it a...
I think we could get 3 players for what we'll pay for Isak. And if we get Isak, then we won't get what we need elsewhere. And we need more than a striker, people. We do need more than just a striker.
You think so?
Yes.
We need center midfielder. We need...
Partey and Jorginho one of, if not both, are leaving. So you're going to need to buy a 6.
Yeah.
They say Zubamendi. Sure. Cool. You need a left winger. Gabriel Martinelli can be a backup. Honestly, I'd sell him. He's probably past his due date to be sold.
Yeah.
He's not showing signs of getting any better, so he should at least be a backup. Send him on against tired legs. If proven this year, you need a right winger. Because when Ace Boy gets hurt, we're done for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
And
say
Wire's in there, but we need somebody there. And we need out and out pace.
Yeah.
Somebody
Arsenal
on the
can't
wing
run
that can
past
just
anybody.
run past
Off
people.
the ball too. Like there's too many guys for Arsenal that need the ball at their feet. Everyone needs the ball at their
I
feet.
think that's coaching. I that's why
True,
this
maybe.
guy drives me up a wall. But you
yeah,
see
but
us
they
trying
don't-
to.
the guys that we have up front. I mean, Martinelli is the only one that has that out and out.
Right,
pace.
and he's brain
Like,
dead.
He's
Because if you watch him play, and I said this to somebody the other day, and it really made me think, like, do guys actually watch football? And I'm not saying I'm a genius, but it's common sense, really.
No, a lot of guys don't.
Martinelli
I always thought
did
he
it
was
against
a nine.
United. He did it against United, and he did it against Chelsea on the weekend. He gets the ball coming in from the right side. He's played in where he should shoot, and he does shoot, but he shoots near post both times. Now everybody says, "Oh, Sanchez made a great save. Onana makes a great save at his near post." If you shoot to the far post, you may score, or he parries it, and the guy running in, which there was both times, gets a tap in. Onana's been known to do that all season. That's why I say the guy does not have a footballing brain.
Yeah.
no, he's probably not the best for football brain.
No.
You know, he's exciting on his day. He's a very exciting player. I always thought they were going to transition him into like a center forward.
But again, when teams are sitting deep, he's useless.
Yeah.
His first touch is garbage. He can't finish.
Yeah, can't play in between the lines.
He can't play in between the lines. He can't win a header.
Yeah.
So how do you play him in the 9? If teams are playing on the halfway line, by all means, put him up there because they're running behind.
So play him against Spurs.
Yeah.
Up
Just our luck, Mickey van der Ven
Yeah,
will be
but-
fit that game.
Yeah, Forest 4-2. Elonga brace. He's having a good season. But yeah, Forest beat Ipswich. Ipswich are pretty much gone. I think the bottom 3 are going. They've just been cut adrift. It seemed exciting. They just got cut adrift.
I think all 3 of them just sort of
Yeah.
gave up.
Good game, Man City, Brighton.
Brighton should have won that.
Brighton should have won that.
I don't care. Brighton should have won that.
2-2. Good game, though.
And the goal that they ruled out from Matoma.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Do me a
This Marmouche has been
do
all
me
right,
a
though.
favor. Marmouche is fucking good.
Miss Marmouche has been all right. He looks like, kind of reminds me of Sergio Aguero a bit. A little bit quicker than Sergio Aguero, but
Yeah, I was thinking more Mahrez.
a little bit, yeah. Maybe because I already think they already replaced Mahrez of Savinho.
No,
But,
they have.
yeah.
No, they have not.
Wolves beat Southampton.
Shocker.
Shocker. Again, the bottom 3 have been awful. This Strand Larson's all right, too.
Yeah, useful.
This Strand Larson from Wolves, the striker, is all right.
Everybody picks up a striker. Except, Ateta doesn't like strikers.
Only players in the January transfer. Nah.
And this one surprised me, too. 2-1 Brentford beating Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Brentford are just a good outfit.
Were good.
Bournemouth
were
is
good.
good
They were
too.
good.
They're just a good outfit.
Wissa and Mbeumo.
Yeah.
Mbeumo could come play on the right side for us.
Sunday, Arsenal Chelsea talk. Not we don't need to talk about that anymore. No.
That was a boring game.
Fulham Spurs. Fulham well worth their 2-0. I thought Fulham were good.
I thought Fulham were very lucky not to give up a penalty.
Yeah, I thought it was a pen.
It was
Thought
one,
they- I thought, yeah.
It was 1-0.
Yeah.
That guy Bergvall goes in the box. Bassey steps across him, so to speak. I thought
It
they
looked
were-
like a pen to me as well.
It did live. I actually didn't see a
Was
replay,
that
but
game on at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
you weren't
see
watching it.
And then Sessegnon scores versus
Oh,
Old Club.
Butte.
Kind of a howler from Day. I don't know what's happening. He just howled. Is it?
He's not a center back.
no, he's
Davies.
not.
he's
Davies.
not.
And he's on the right
he
side.
just got bullied.
Makes a hash out of it. It gets bullied.
And he got a little lucky bounce,
Yeah.
Sessegnon. Dude, has Sessegnon been hurt? I asked somebody this on Sunday because I haven't even heard his name recently.
Fulham are having a really good season.
Fulham have a very good manager.
Very good manager.
I like
He's
him.
been around the block.
He has.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the.
You just calling people hoes?
I watched the old game the other day.
He
I forgot he was at Everton
he
Lady,
was at Hull
and
City.
he was at Watford
Lady just called
He
this
was
guy a
at
hoe.
Hull City.
City. Yeah.
He was at
That's
Hull
where he
City.
first. That's
The
where
Tigers.
that guy scored that wonder goal against us.
Yeah, Giovanni.
He was there. No, Marco Silva didn't manage there, did he?
I'm saying I just remember the goal. I don't
Marco
know.
Silva was the manager.
No, I think it was that guy that sat him down on the field and gave him
Yeah,
his turn.
yeah, that was the one
You
they
think
sat
it
him on
was
the
him?
field. And then Jimmy Bullard did the celebration
Yeah,
later
the
this
next
season.
year when they sacked
But
him.
Marco Silva has been around. He
Yeah,
was
no,
at
he has.
Watford. He was at Everton. Well, not big in there, but yeah. And then we had United Leicester. Leicester again, good as gone. United fans got a little gas, like, oh, they figured out what's the name system, Amory. I don't know. Leicester's just bad. I was happy to see Hoyland score, and you know what?
Good finish.
Good finish. And what else has happened? The last 2-3 games.
Hold up, real quick. Same position as Martinelli, but where'd he shoot?
We're far out post. Yeah. I still like Hoyland. I think he's young enough. He's got the tools. United don't create enough chances, so it's going to be. I don't think any striker would struggle in that team, goal-wise. But he started to run more. He looked really good versus Sociedad. He's looked good here. Hopefully, what happens with Hoyland often, he starts to score goals and he gets hurt.
Work on his first touch.
Yeah.
His hold-up play is horrible.
Garnacho got a second. He was ruled offside earlier, probably offside by a toenail.
Bruno scored a beaut.
And then Bruno with a third. Roy Keane has lit a fire under Bruno.
I don't know if Roy Keane lit the fire
I don't know if he meant it.
or it's just we're now like paying a lot more attention to Bruno. Where would United be without Bruno?
Don't know. I still think we'd be above the bottom 3, but we'd probably be like 6 points above the bottom 3.
It would take something very incredible for you to end up in that bottom 3. I think Danny Town could have survived the bottom 3.
But to me, like, as United fans would get gas, and maybe I sounded gas at the beginning of the episode, what happens with United is that because we don't really play as a team, we thrive when players are on form. So what's happened now, you have players who haven't been on form for a long time have now found some form. So it's very easy to be like, oh, United have turned the corner. But I'm like,
Who would you say is farm form?
Bruno's caught some
Yeah,
form.
Bruno.
I think Hoyland's last few games, Xerxes playing a bit better. Onana's levels kind of picked up. Casemiro's been playing quite well. Again, I'm not saying we've just found.
I think defensively you've been good.
Defensively, he's been a bit better, yeah.
Been better.
So,
And that's a problem. Like when you keep conceding goals.
yeah, it is. It is. 3-0 beating Leicester. It's just nice to get a win. But again, we come back to it. United have not won back-to-back league games. First game after break is forced away. It has to end.
What could go wrong? We are in an international break, and this Friday up at the National Sports Center, Philadelphia Southfield, we take on Honduras.
Yep.
Lighty, what you thinking? No Nikki Wells.
Yeah,
A lot of debuts.
The defense is going to be untested. Kind of feel for them because you want the lads to put in a good shift and a good performance, but it's an opportunity for guys, to make a name for themselves, to be able to be a part of the squad. So it's going to be a difficult game for Bermuda.
Have you ever played on?
Can they come out with some credit? That's Honduras is a different level.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever played Honduras, or have you ever
I've never
coached
played
against Honduras?
No.
Did they make the last World Cup?
They made a World Cup a couple years ago.
I know they made.
Wilson Palacios used to play for Spurs.
I mean, it's a different level. This is the upper tier
of CONCACAF.
Of CONCACAF.
Yeah, definitely.
They're in the top 10 of CONCACAF.
Yeah.
So,
Do we deserve to be here, Kyle?
yeah, we deserve to be where we are.
Good,
Of
that's what I
course.
wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree.
I mean, we punch above our weight. We just got to find the right balance. It's difficult for us as a nation to compete with in Honduras. We can do it on the one-off, but over a two-legged game, it will be very difficult.
Yeah.
You know.
Give you the last result against Honduras. We lost 6-1, but it was 1-1 at half. And Bermuda, we conceded the 49th, 53rd, and 56th. So, again, if we could cut out... Sometimes you can't cut them out.
Who scored for Bermuda that game?
Pink scored a penalty. They scored first the 14th minute.
And we equalized.
We equalized. So, we went in a half, 1-1. But again, they scored the 49th, 53rd, 56th. Games going in what? 12 minutes after half. So
Blame that on the manager. 'Cause what did you say at halftime that pissed everybody off, fella?
no, Kyle was.
I don't know
If
who
you're
the
looking at
manager
Kyle,
was.
yeah, it was.
No, I'm looking at the
you
camera.
Were you?
Lady just happens to be behind
No,
the
but
camera.
You have those mad moments.
I mean, when we played against Mexico,
Yeah.
it was a half an hour into that game, or 20-something minutes into that game. It was 0-0.
0-0, yeah.
One slip from a player, and we're 3 or 2-0 down.
Yeah.
Or 3-0 down at halftime.
Yeah.
He show we shall not speak of.
No, but Bermuda, we have to manage those moments. It'll be tough on Friday for sure.
Yeah.
It will be
Absolutely.
tough on Friday.
Absolutely. But I say all that to say, Bermuda, our boys are at home. Let's get behind them. Let's go out there and just cheer them on. Let's stop the negativity. Let's stop the complaining about the coach.
Of who's in the team?
Complaining
and
about
whatnot.
who's in the team and whose cousin didn't get brought back and whose cousin did. Let's get behind them, okay? For at least 90 minutes, let's just cheer them on. If we want to talk about them afterwards, we can. But be logical when you do it. Don't just speak from a place of hatred. Speak logically.
There are people that go up there and they want to just complain.
For sure.
There are people that go up there that want us to lose. Let's keep it a buck. They want us to lose.
And then there's people up there that just want us to do well.
Yeah.
Just go and, like you said, support Bermuda. And, what Honduras players go through and what Bermuda players go through is
Totally different.
Not even night and day.
It's
totally different.
You just look at how they travel compared to Bermuda. And you're going to say, why we don't do this? They're at a different level. They're just, all those teams are at a different
Honduras
level.
are ranked 75th in the world. We're 166. I'm shocked they're 75th. That's quite high.
I think FIFA's having a laugh at 166. We should be at least 162.
I'm trying to look at
it's the lack of games that we play.
Yeah.
Even though we play a lot of games now compared to, 12 years ago, we play a lot more games now, but it's hard to get up there in rankings.
It is hard.
Even when we had that, went to the Gold Cup, all of that, we still didn't move a lot.
No, but boy, did we have a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We had a good time. Not you. You had business as usual.
Yeah, it was business, but we
I had a
played
good time.
with our heart on our sleeve, and that's what I wanted from the guys. And
Did
that's
you
what
know
we done.
somebody set off an air horn in a 5-star hotel in Austin, Texas?
Yep, and got
Allegedly.
quickly kicked out.
No, they didn't get kicked out.
By the coaching staff, you did.
They got a text message saying "Go away." I don't know who that was.
So looking at our group, we're in Group A. We're bottom of the group at the moment. We have a point though. We have a point from 2 games, which I
Who
don't
we
think is
playing?
terrible. I don't know. I didn't realize that either. Honduras are top of the group. Cuba second. I do think that second
Who else
spot.
is in the group?
Honduras, Cuba, Cayman, Antigua, Bermuda. That second spot, Cuba. I've actually played Cuba under 17 level. They're good in football. They're better than us, but I think they're on a good Bermuda day.
How many games have we played?
It says we played 2. Oh no, sorry, this is all qualifying. Is it?
I was gonna
No.
say. I thought this was new qualifying.
Sorry, there's so many competitions.
They don't even have us down to play tomorrow.
No, they actually on the app. No, they don't. But yeah, we'll find out where we are. But it is Honduras. They have a lot of players in the MLS. It looks like, and again, so a different level, a professional level. But hey, keep it tight. Hold on. You never know.
Had a good talk with Gary Adams. Speaking of international play, our under 17 girls who we know qualified from the qualifying round to the final round of under 17 CONCACAF Championship. They're off to Mexico early in April. We're trying to get the coach on board, but it's not looking like it'll be before the tournament.
True. Yeah.
But they're heading to Mexico to play Mexico. They play Haiti, and I believe they play Trinidad.
Yeah, I'm totally lost with that
Top.
one. But
It's top one for me.
I wish
top
them
one.
all- I know what the coaches and them will be going through. I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, take lots of bottled water.
What's it like when you're going?
Mac,
It's intimidating.
it weren't intimidating to me. I mean, I shout out to Craig Brown and them. The timing of us coming in,
Yeah.
the things that we needed.
A lot of logistics, right?
Yeah, they got that spot on. You know, we were in Mexico for just over 24 hours, so it didn't affect us as much as if we were there for a longer period.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So, you know, but you definitely needed that oxygen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At altitude for sure.
It's Costa Rica. Sorry, I just checked. It's Haiti, Mexico, and Costa Rica in our group.
Okay. Again, that's like, I mean, I don't know women's football too much, but those are all probably tier one.
I would say Mexico is probably top 3.
Yeah.
In CONCACAF.
I mean, U.S. is the best team in the world in women's football, so yeah. Canada would be up there as well.
Yeah. Costa Rica probably decent.
Yeah. It's good.
Haiti probably got a bunch of athletes that can play ball.
Under 17, it's a good learning experience for those girls.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good learning experience for the coach.
We wish them all the best. Hopefully the coaches learn from.
And we'd like to see a lot more, especially women's soccer. College soccer is like the second highest level, thoroughly third now with the Premier European League. It'd be nice to see some of those girls, which I think a few have signed, and follow Leilani's kind of path that she set out. So, yeah, good luck to those girls.
Yeah. So that's early April. Like I said, they're going down to Mexico. It's Mexico, Costa Rica, and Haiti in the group. We wish them all the best. We will bring this up again on a later episode, but just putting it out there now. And while we're on international break, Logan, captain of the under-17 boys,
just signed a 1-year deal with an academy deal. With Hibernian. And, he had been training with them for a bit. We actually had the pleasure of meeting him. And me and Fully said when he left, it's like, he seems like a pro. Really well-spoken young man. Big boy, too. Quite like size. You know, he's like probably almost 6 foot. Left back. Scores goals. But Fully threw him a curveball. And he answered it almost like he said media training. But happy for him. I think it's great to have our players, again, in a professional setup. Hibernian, famous Scottish club. I think they've actually produced some pretty good players if you look back who's played for them. But yeah, he's at Hibernian, 1-year deal. Kyle, as a former pro, you would say the work's just starting now.
Yeah, the work's just starting.
It's just starting.
I like...
You think
they
they
go
make it early?
Yeah. And they're in the academies and they get, you know, an opportunity to be around all of that. And you don't want them to lose sight of the end goal.
The end goal, yeah.
You know, it's so many of them
Yeah.
that's going and not
made it. Yeah.
made it. You know, there's so many players
From academy, and I say this all the time. I see just even United fans,
and that's not, to me, that's not that's nothing wrong with that.
No,
because there's so many players in
so
England
many.
that it happens to.
So
It
many.
just so happens that they're highlighted here in Bermuda.
Exactly.
That, you know, we may know that person or
Yeah.
And so, like for instance, you look at Remy Coddington.
Yeah.
Promising young player.
Bournemouth's
that was
academy,
at
yeah.
Bournemouth, West Ham, didn't quite happen for him.
Yeah.
And you could get injuries at the wrong
Yep.
time. You look at even Johnny just was progressing, injury after.
I think
injury
Deniche
after
had an
injury.
injury too. I think he's still at Leicester.
Deniche's had an injury.
He's had an injury.
It's crucial times
Yeah,
for
it
these
is.
guys, and it happens to so many players.
So many.
out
Players
there
fall
in
through the
England.
football leagues regularly. I saw Jordan Ibe the other day, who at one point
Yeah.
Liverpool played 40 million.
He
Was it
plays
40?
in like the 10th tier.
10th tier. Jordan Ibe. It was at
I
Liverpool.
think I sent you that today.
Yeah. I saw Jordan. It happens. I mean,
Lady.
some of it's self-induced. I'm not saying Jordan's situation is. A lot of it's just luck too. You need a break.
It's a big mental part of
It
the
is,
game
yeah,
that
it is.
people don't realize.
Definitely. But yeah, going unsigned. But I would say I think what happens a lot, especially us as fans, you've lived it. People think they gap from academy football to running out of the tunnel on Saturday. That gap's massive.
Oh, yeah.
You always say, oh, why let's throw this academy? Like this one Aiden, who I hope he's all right, Heaven, who looks an absolute player for United. He's just going and got hurt. But like, that's an outstanding individual. Like for every Hayden and Salah, there's 25 other guys that are just almost as good that do not ever run out the tunnel. So I think when we talk about academy players, super happy for Logan, but like Kyle said, the work's just begun.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about international breaks besides international breaks?
What? You do seem pretty low tonight.
You get 2 weeks of people saying really stupid things.
Oh, my goodness.
Like a guy said today. It's one of these guys with like, well, actually, the first one I saw, we talked about it earlier. Premier League's ending the Nike Bowl.
Yeah, very
and
annoying.
they're going to Puma.
Puma.
And
Super
the headline is Premier League and Nike Bowl and go to Arteta's hatred Puma. Arteta never said he hated it. He said it flies different. Pep said the same thing. Nobody quotes him.
Yeah.
But this guy's got like 1.8 million views on that tweet alone, and everybody's eating it up. The other one that absolutely blows my mind, and all it takes is a little research. It takes 16 seconds. Max Doman's been training with Arsenal's first team for about a month now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who Max Doman is.
I do, yeah.
Very
highly
he's a
rated.
15-year-old who's playing under 18 and under 21.
His
football.
old man actually has a Bermuda connection. He's worked in reinsurance with a bunch of people here.
Oh, well, you should come play for Bermuda.
Yeah.
But anyway, Arteta hates the youth. Why is he not playing this kid? Because he's literally not allowed.
Yeah.
He has to be 16.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Stop these agendas against the guy.
Also, he's not ready.
He's built like a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? A guy like Casemiro get a hold of him.
Goodness.
Bully him.
Yeah.
Bully him. Joelinton and Bruno, they'd kill him.
You don't need to be 16 to play professional football.
Apparently, the rule has changed, and you need to be 16
what,
unless you apply for superstar
Wanyari-
exemption,
Wanyari,
who's 17.
who
is
was
17.
15 when he played.
We got an exemption because we had injuries. That's why he was there.
Okay.
And I think they changed it that year.
What position does Doman play?
He's sort of like a 10, 8, 10 ball carrier.
I also find people fall in love with academy players very easy.
Yeah. I find the academies these days, there's no loyalty. And I'm not saying that because of anything recent.
No.
But you hear more now about guys leaving or maybe leaving this academy and going to elsewhere. There's no loyalty in football really anymore. It's go where you're paid, and some people go where they're played, and I credit that. But I get 100%. Because you're good at under 18s does not mean you're going to be good running.
You
out
have to
the
come
tunnel.
and take Kyle's shirt. Like, every year when you were going to preseason training, I'm sure at Coventry, at Stoke, there was how many academy lads that would get called up to preseason?
Yeah, a lot.
That's trying to take your shirt. Kyle's a grown man with a family. You're not taking my shirt.
How many academy guys did you break in preseason?
Oh, a lot.
That's my boy.
Yeah, because they're trying to take his shirt. This is
I remember.
It's just the nature of it.
I played when I was at Coventry in the reserves.
Yeah.
I played against the boy Julian Lescott.
Oh wow!
He was at Wolves.
Yeah.
I scored a hat trick against Wolves in the reserves.
Yeah.
Right. And Julian was playing.
Yeah.
And I bullied him that day.
Right.
But you look at what he went on to achieve.
He had a very nice career. Yeah.
He really, really done really well.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of players like that in the. I didn't think he was that.
Yeah.
Good. You just probably caught him on
What do you have?
an off day.
200 plus appearances for Everton.
City.
150 plus appearances for City. Won a league.
Wasn't he at Wolves too?
Yeah, that's where he started.
started at Wolves,
Started
yeah.
at Wolves.
Who is, I don't know if we've ever asked you this, who is the footballer you played against who became the biggest name in world football?
That I played against, probably Beckham. I played against David Beckham when he was on loan at Preston North End.
Decent career after that.
Yeah, decent career after that. Actually, he was on the bench when we played that day.
You called him a blank?
No. He weren't a household name.
Yeah,
then.
no one knew.
But he came on, you could see his ability.
Yeah.
For passing
Break him?
and stuff like that. Nah. Was no need, I think. Yeah.
Win the game?
Yeah, we won 2-1.
Score?
No, I missed an absolute sitter that day.
Did you?
I appreciate it because you're honest.
This was on the turf
No, this was
at
Preston there after the turf.
after the turf. Okay. Preston used to play on AstroTurf.
Yeah. We played, Arsenal played on it a few times.
Did you?
Yeah, plastic pitch.
It's just pretty crazy.
I played on that one.
Did you?
John Back was the manager.
This is the one you used to put the sand in the
Yeah,
corners?
sand in the corners.
That's what his best. All season, that's been the best story.
Yeah.
Like Meshach's there doing a thing in midfield. It's like, no, just knock it long. Just knock it long.
Yeah.
That's the tactics of police field. Knock it long. Don't play football.
On local football real quick, the Village win the league this week or no?
They need 3 more points.
They
So
play Devonshire
they
Colts away at
Yeah.
Police Field, and then they play PHC.
Oh, right,
at
because it was a
home.
break. It was FA Cup.
Well,
this
they
weekend.
would know what they need. One, because we play Dennytown play PAC on the Saturday night.
Right, yes.
If Dennytown lose, then Village need 3 points.
Right.
Or if we beat PAC or get a draw, they need 1 point.
It was FA Cup this weekend, right? Village beat PHC, correct?
They
And then
absolutely
Paget,
did. Jonte Smith,
yeah.
double.
He's been a difference. really.
He's
Him
pretty
and
good.
Detroit.
That's
and
been the
Jai
difference in the league.
in league.
And fair play to Village because they haven't had anywhere decent to train. They've been training inside all season.
Village?
And in the first half, weren't they using sort of Wellington Oval as a makeshift home pitch, playing a lot of Saturday afternoons?
No, they played a lot of away games. Right. Well, yeah, they used different pitches for their home because their field was
it Lights, right?
Yeah, the light situation. Balco, still not resolved up to now.
Allegedly getting fixed next week.
Okay.
Oh, what's wrong with the lights?
I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. They turned them on once, and it didn't go so well for everybody surrounding
really?
Village. So they need to.
The lights look different. They're like, just like panels.
Yeah,
They're the LED lights, the ones that you could like dim and all that they do in foreign stadiums.
really?
And yeah, so hopefully Village get on that.
Cows
But
put some
the
strings.
problem is it's Balco is the issue.
Yeah.
Not
Village. Yeah.
Village are ready to go. They're playing home games.
Yeah,
I mean, we went,
afternoon ones, yeah.
saw Bath
Nice
Ladies
day.
team.
Nice day out the park. And who won? Paget lost to
Paget lost to
Cougars.
Devonshire Cougars, and there was a lot of
melee.
action in
Bit
that
of a
game.
melee.
Yeah, some handbags, really.
We won't talk. I didn't see it, so I can't
Me
say
either.
much.
I'm
I just
not-
saw a picture of the paper.
I
a lot of red cards.
I did speak to the Paget coach, who said he asked a question a little more animatedly than he should have.
Someone did something to someone's bench.
Allegedly, wasn't there.
Yeah. So I don't know.
In the game, there was an own goal that looked very flukish, sort of bobbled up, and the wind took it.
Oh well.
Yeah. Both teams missed a penalty. D'Amico Coddington won and scored a penalty, and it was 2-0. Best part about that game was Paget showed up in green.
I was wondering what they end up doing.
Cougars showed up in green.
So what they do?
Paget had to change.
Okay. Thought it was Paget's home game.
I guess not.
Okay.
So yeah, Paget did a nice jersey in honor of Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. Wear green. Green's the color of CP awareness. My godson E, shout out to little E man, Chuckles McGee, aka Scat Nugget. What a child. Yeah, they did it. Sold all these jerseys to fans. I got myself one. Quality little kit. But they weren't allowed to wear it. So that was unfortunate. Hopefully they'll get to wear it in the next 2 games.
Yes. So Cougars Village FA Cup final.
Cougars Village up the cup.
First time Cougars in a final in a little bit, isn't it?
In an FA Cup final probably since they won Triple Crown.
Probably a little while. I know they've
Been a
been.
while. That was the year that Tamini passed. They won Triple
This is
Crown.
his second year for Village being in the final.
Yeah, they got bathed by St. George's last year.
Yeah.
So
So they're going for a double then.
looking for a little double.
League and
Well,
cup
hey,
double.
by the way, you mentioned his name, so I'm going to say this. When they win, if and when they win the league or the double, the captain is going to come up here.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that red card the Millwall keeper got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D-Tray is adamant.
Actually, I saw Matata the other day. Hey, he's got like a full bandage.
D-Tray is adamant that wasn't a red
Now,
card.
I see where his coming
I
from.
do too.
but
Goalkeepers Union
do you
strong.
know that goalkeeper got an extra suspension for that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
saw that.
he got more games.
And I know
Matata's
him,
got a bandage
I know
like
him
this.
personally. I know the goalkeeper
do you?
personally. Yeah.
Sunk him.
No, he's like younger.
He's young.
He's young.
Like he didn't
Not saying he
take.
couldn't sunk
Like
him.
he
Probably
didn't.
could.
probably
Like he
did
didn't
in
take
training.
prison.
In training, yeah.
Yeah, see.
He was at Walsall from a young lad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Played in girl for Warsaw. For
Lighty don't
many
take
years.
prisoners. You got gloves on standing between in that 8x10. You will get sunk.
Those days are over, fully.
Yeah, he
I
just
don't
hit,
think I could kick the
he just
ball
hits a
10
golf ball.
yards. No.
Hits a golf ball pretty well now. Though.
About 320 off the tee on average.
With a hybrid, 2
No
hybrid,
way.
3 hybrid. What you use? 3 hybrid?
Yeah, it's a 2. It's a
2 hybrid. Yeah, it's a fairway finder.
How far you hit your driver on average?
Not, maybe about 280. That's about it.
I hit mine about 28. Get a lot of roll though, a lot of topspin.
I mean, I could hit it over 3, but it depends.
Yeah.
It just my average is probably about 280. I'm a short knocker,
Yeah.
but I hit my hybrid like 260.
Hybrid's a great club. I love my hybrid.
That's a trusted club.
I love the hybrid.
Or
It's just so
my
nice.
3-wood just goes a little higher. If it's windy, I use my hybrid.
We're going way off topic, but cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, international.
International break. Talk about anything. Jordan, who do England play this week?
I'm not sure, you know.
I don't care either, but
Nobody cares.
for some reason, Jordan Henderson's back in the team. Explain that one to me really quick.
I'm weird about it because, like, I don't have a problem with him being in the team because these are meaningless games. But then you're like, well, if they're meaningless, why not give someone else a chance? Yeah. England played Latvia.
Ooh, absolutely stunner.
Yep. And then they
Are
play.
these games got anything on the line or the whole
This is
final?
actually World Cup qualification. So
Yeah, everybody's lost interest in this, isn't it? Like,
You know what it is? Because they've made this Nations League something. But
Yeah.
you still end up like England playing Latvia. Who really cares? Honestly. Put the big teams just in the World Cup.
I'll tell you what, though. I like Cannonball qualifying because that's a scrap.
Yeah,
So
because
it's a scrap.
you got 6 teams that could literally make it.
Yeah. So
And you got all the, like who is it? You play
get
one
on
of
to
the
like Bolivia.
one of the teams at altitude, and
it's
you
great.
suffer.
Play one team in a jungle.
Yeah, And
South Americans are crazy about football. Yeah. I do want, and the Cannonball games come on our time at night. It's a lot of fouls and it's hard to watch.
oh, that game.
Oh my
man.
goodness, there's so much acting.
About time wasting?
Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely dark arts.
Brazil beat up on Colombia last night 3-1.
Did
Was that like new, or somebody just sent me that? I don't know. Somebody sent me Brazil Colombia 3-1 from. I assumed it was last night. But
No, I think it was. Yeah.
yeah, I personally can't watch it because I'm in my bed. I'm a good Christian boy. And I'm at the softball diamond every night. So by the time I get home, night. If you haven't, come out to the softball diamond Monday to Thursday, 3 games a night. Come check it out. Hopefully we can get the canteen open soon. And
No, Brazil Colombia's tonight.
oh, well, then it was
I
highlights.
might watch that actually.
Yeah, better
might
you
watch
than
that.
me. I hate
9:45.
international.
Mm.
Holland drew Spain today. That's all I know. France's attack is absolutely incredible on paper.
Yeah, it's nice to see Elise in the team.
Yeah, but he deserves to be.
Yeah.
Having a decent little season over
Yeah.
there at Bayern Munich. That's the end of episode 30. Anything you want to say before we leave?
Who won number 30?
I know one.
Let me
He's
see.
a blank, but I know one.
Who's
Who's
that?
Eddie Nketiah.
Oh. I wore number 31 at one of my clubs.
Did you?
You
Yeah.
could have saved that for next week, Kyle.
Yeah, but take a guess.
At one of your
Actually, we're missing Messi. Were 30.
Yeah,
at
when he first,
PSG.
but and I think when he first started, but
Yeah.
yeah, PSG.
That was his.
He's a decent player.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5 30s to end it. Ortiz Edruiz, Atletico Bilbao. I
Yeah,
remember him playing up top.
yeah, he's good.
David Luiz wore 30 at Chelsea, 2016 to 2019. I kind of like David Luiz, you know.
I like David Luiz at Chelsea.
I thought he was all right.
I didn't like him at Arsenal.
He was the most unlucky
He
player.
was though.
At Arsenal.
For
Remember-
getting sent off.
remember
And
the-
you'd see like other people do the same
Yeah.
thing. And why did I get sent
Remember
off?
the one at Wolves where the guy's stud may have grazed
I
his
know,
kneecap
yeah.
and he got sent off for it?
It's crazy.
I think it was a dive. But
Thiago Alcantara wore 30 at Barcelona
Yeah, that's
for a
fair.
season. Good player. Always thought he was slightly overrated.
injuries too.
Class player who wore 30. Luca Toni, Big Italian striker, remember?
Fiorentina.
Roma. Used to do this one here. Remember that
Yeah.
one? And then number 1 player, the War 30, Lionel Messi at PSG.
Was this Dimitri? Like, did
He
Michu
did something too, but I think
He
Luca
started
Toni was
there.
before that.
Oh, okay.
Luca Toni's like early
Was he?
2000s. He
Feels-
played in World Cup 2006.
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Getting old.
We are. So yeah, that's the end of episode 30. Got another week of internationals after this.
Yeah, football's not back till April.
Good Lord. But anyway, you all continue to ride with us, and we appreciate you. So keep tuning in. Keep staying Irie. Check little.